All right, it is Sam Sermons of Ryan Cameron Uncensored on Majic 107.5, 97.5, the real sound of Atlanta, and Sunday Sermons. And right now, I have the pleasure of speaking to one of the stars of All-American Homecoming. His name is Mitchell Edwards in real life, but his name in the show is Cam. How you doing, man?
I'm feeling good, brother. How you feel?
I'm wonderful, and again, thank you for taking the time out to holler at me. I know y'all just wrapped up season 2, and all the episodes are on the CW right now, so you can stream that. It's also coming to Netflix on Tuesday. So I actually got hip to All-American during the pandemic. I was like caught up. Y'all was in like season 4 or something like that. Yeah. But of course, we was all inside and had nothing else to do but to binge this. And I'm like, oh, y'all got me hooked just like this. Okay.
That's what's up.
I was, trying to relive my little high school football playing days, but I wasn't nearly as good as y'all. So it is what it is. But, going from the initial series and now being included in the spinoff, like, how'd you take getting that call?
Man, when I got the call, I was just so grateful. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no promises in this industry. And the showrunner, NK, she came up to me season 2 of All-American after hearing me sing or whatever on the mics. And she was like, man, I want you to sing on the show. And she's like, I promise I'm gonna do that. But again, like I said, ain't no promises. So you take that with a grain of salt, but you also just, I was just grateful that she even recognized me, so to speak. So when she called me and was like, hey, what are you doing this summer, if anything? And I was like, I'm just working on music right now, but as far as shows go, I ain't got one lined up. She was like, do you want to do Homecoming? And I just felt like, man, they really welcomed me all the way into the family. You know what I mean? Because I always felt like I was a part of the family, but just kind of like a cousin that pulls up for dinner or something like that. So like when she gave me the call, it was like step all the way into the family. It was a full embrace. I loved it.
That's what's up. Because even like that one episode, you were like, they gonna do something here. And now that being wrapping season 2, getting ready to start season 3, and how your character has had to live the life of a postgraduate in the middle of college where sports ended, unfortunately, but you have to find something else to fall back on because, unfortunately, for a lot of athletes and whatnot, if they don't end up getting to the league, don't end up going overseas, something like that, what happens to them? Right. And your characters have to figure that out while he's still trying to get his education. For someone that's been in the industry, good while now, like I've seen you in other movies, how is this transition of trying to make sure you make that as accurate as possible versus just okay, I got to study this role and something like that? Have you been in that situation where just I was on this path and then something just stops it?
Yeah, I mean, luckily I don't feel like I've ever been stopped, but I've found other things to do along the way. Because this industry is not, like I said already, there's no promises. So you could have a standstill when you're not working for a good bit of time. So having other passions to fall on has been great for me. Like music has just been a great thing to work on through the pandemic and after, just to kind of A, be creative and B, be productive. You know what I'm saying? And I just feel like when someone has other passions, like Cam does, for instance, it just gives you more gateways to find your way. And when it comes to athletes, they have a short lifespan, so to speak, not in life, but in sports. And there's also high risk. So the moment they get an injury, if it's the wrong kind, they can lose their whole passion, you know what I'm saying? So it's really cool for Cam to have to explore what else he can do. And I relate to him because I feel like at first when a passion gets taken from you or a dream gets derailed, you want to quit. And I understood his little frustration in the beginning when he lost football, but having his friends and his family from Princeton kind of surround him and make him see what else he can do in the world, what other gifts he has. It's just been a great thing to explore because it's teaching me how to lean on my own community. And it's cool that he leans on his community right now and they're helping him find his way, find his path. And it's really good, man, when you have multiple passions to just kind of have an outlet of expression. So he can't play football, but now he can find in music what he was able to find in football, which is just a form of expression.
All right, so I got to talk about, the relationship you have with Keisha on the show and how, at first you were just like, all right, I'm trying to go all in. She was like, well, hey, I'm just cool with, getting around. Right. We doing us, but I'm still doing me. Right. And then you finally come around okay, I'm all the way in, your homegirl from ATL's had to set up, you finally, okay, I see that we're serious now. Right. In relationships, when you feel the need to be all right, I'm still playing the field, or hey, I'm trying to get serious with you. How do you, navigate that?
Man, that's difficult in real life because for me, it's you don't want to like have a lot of shallow relationships. I know I don't, right? So like, you know, I've started to challenge myself in recent years of like, all right, what am I dating for? You know what I mean? The situationships kind of lead to situations, as opposed to relationships leading to connections. So even if it doesn't work out, you still have somebody you can rely on. You know what I'm saying? So for me, navigating it, especially being in Hollywood, is kind of difficult because you never know who's there for you, for real, and who's there for the lifestyle or the idea of what you might become. But for me, it's like I stay true to myself. I feel like I have a good read on people, just in general, friends, romance, all of that. I have a good read, and like I'm just an earnest dude, so I seek earnestly in women when I'm trying to date them. Like I'm just like, where you at with it? You know what I'm saying? But for Cam, I think it was funny because both he and Keisha were just in it on some, we in college, let's just, you know, mess around. And what happens is episode 2, season 1, Cam gets the aneurysm and Keisha's there for him. And then Keisha later in season 1 has this epiphany that she still wants to dance and Cam's there for her. And so once they start being emotional support to one another, it becomes a little bit more of a thing, you know what I mean? A connection, you know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
So it was cool, man.
That's what's up. So looking forward to season 3. You know, there's plenty of love triangles, there's plenty of, you know, just dealing stuff with Brixton. What's something you're looking forward to bringing into season 3 in Cam's character?
Hey, I'm really excited to see the KEK journey. So like he crossed in the finale and he's officially a KEK brother, and JR is no longer, as it stands, a KEK brother. So it's just kind of setting up the lane for Cam to be that leader in that space. And I think he's, like the character is finding a large voice amongst that brotherhood. And so I'm just interested to see how far they go with that. I'm interested to see how he and Keisha get back on track. I think Cam and Misha was like everybody's favorite shit season 1. And then season 2 was like, what's going on? Like,
real life.
They just at odds.
Real life.
Exactly. And I got a lot of girls in my DM like, hey man, I can treat you better than Keisha can. And they like, hey, why she tripping on you? And I just want to remind people that like I said, episode 2, season 1, Cam tripped out on her and she didn't leave him. So it's one of those things where like, even though it's young love, it's real love. They're trying to find how they can support each other. And me personally, I support that.
Absolutely. And, you know, talking about going from, you know, on the KUK, I got to go to your filmography. You did Burning Sands, correct?
That's right.
So this full circle moment doing, you know, Greek stuff again and representing it at an HBCU culture and campus and trying to bring, you know, the positive to it. And there's also people coming up behind you and saying, who told and who's this, you know, what's that been like?
It's been dope, bro, because I didn't get the chance to go to an HBCU, although I really, really wanted to. I chose to go to a PWI because my school was fairly set up within the industry that I'm in. You know what I'm saying? I went to Carnegie Mellon University, which is a great acting school. And so it just kind of lent itself to me attending there. But watching Drumline, watching Stomp the Yard, just growing up, seeing the HBCU culture, I always wanted to be a part of it. And so I thank God, you know, he works in mysterious ways. He brought it to me through the art form. And luckily, with Burning Sands, we were working closely with brothers. And although the film was somewhat controversial in some ways, it was meant to be that. Gerard McMurray, the director of the film, it was his first film that he was directing, and it was a project, a passion project, because he had experienced going through the hazing process, and he wanted to share that. And what was cool is we had a lot of information from him and from the bros on the set, and we just did the best we could to honor the HBCU culture. And so now full circle coming forward, it's the same deal. We're trying to honor it, but at the same time it's entertainment, it's fictional stories, and so therefore it's like certain things might not be as true to what actually goes down, but we have to do our best to try to create a fictional story that's entertaining.
Absolutely. So wrapping up, I know you got a lot of projects coming soon outside of All American Homecoming, but what is the next act for you looking like? Because again, you got an IMDb of your own. You know, got some stuff going on, but the singing, you know, are you potentially looking into directing? Are you looking to, you know, get in another TV series? Like, what's next for Mitchell?
Main focus for Mitchell is to launch Moye, which is my middle name, but also my artist name as a singer. So I'm working on my EP. I've been recording for the past few years, just trying to find my voice and trying to figure out what I want to sing about and how I sing. And then recently I started pairing with songwriters and trying to figure out how to build the music out so that it's something that I feel like I could be proud of and really stand on, you know what I'm saying? So that's coming out soon. My publicist, she's like, hey, what's the deadline? We need the deadline, we need the content and everything like that. And everyone's been patient, but I'm more than excited to share and really like see what that does, because that's a whole separate art form. And already just from creating music, I find myself being a lot more expressive and a lot more transparent, and I like that. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So that's the next step, man.
All right, looking forward to that. Appreciate your time. It is Magic 107.5, 97.5, Real Sound of Atlanta.